In this lesson, we're going to talk about histograms, what they are, how we can use them. So histogram is essentially just a bar graph, but it's connected. The height is the frequency, how many of each thing happens. The frequency is the number of times the data value occurs. That's going to be our frequency. This is how many times each of these values occur. A vertical frequency axis, a vertical axis of histogram can be used to find the number of data values of each interval. Frequency tells you how much of each column there is. That's pretty much it. Let's do an example. First, it's good to know when you do a histogram, what's going on here. Let's read this thing a couple times. This is scores on a math test. This is the frequency, how many students scored these values. And look at the breakdown from 60 to 69. So how many D's, how many C's, how many B's, how many A's. Just by looking at it, I could say that most people got a B, a few people failed or got a D, and then the next closest was C. So we could look like that. How many students scored between 60 and 69? Over here, let's just fill these out. Between 60 and 69, that looks like it hits 3. Between 70 and 79, that looks like it hits a 9. Over here we have 12, and then over here we have 7. How many students score between 60 and 69? That'll be 3 students. Okay, how many score between 70 and 79? 9 of them did. How many score between 80 and 89? 12. Between 90 and 99? 7. How many students scored at least a B? At least a B means B or more. Right? If I want at least 2 cookies, I want 2 or more cookies. If you say at least B, B is the lowest. We have to add up the B's and the A's together. So that's 12 plus 7, 19. How many students took the test? We're going to add up all these values. So if we want to find the number of students that took the test, we're going to add up all different possibilities. Add them all up. 3 plus 9 plus 12 plus 7. If I do 3 and 7, that's 10. 10 plus 9 is 19. 19 plus 12 is 29 plus 2, 31. So 31 students took the exam. Estimate the median of the data values in histogram. Remember, median means the middle. So now you can't just look at it and go, oh, the middle looks like it's 12, or which actually would be wrong. It has to be these values. So look here. Yeah, keep in mind, there's 31 students. So the middle is going to be about half of that, about 15. There's actually a little formula called n plus 1 divided by 2. You'll get there in the future. So about 15. Where does 15 fall? 15 actually falls within here. My median would be about 80 to 89. Where's about the middle of the data falls? It's the middle of the data falls around here. Okay, is it possible to find the exact median? So like instead of 80 to 89, is it 83? Is it 84? No. We cannot find the median without all data values. We do not have all data values. There's no way to find the median if you don't have all the data values, right? We just have ranges. We can't find the exact median. It's not possible. Okay, how do we create a histogram? This one's reading a histogram. How do we make one? To make one, we got to count the data. So here's our data. Now it is in order for us, thank goodness. Here's a list of the ages of 100 U.S. senators. So that's going to be our data. It's a list of 100 U.S. senators, and a lot of them are old. How do we figure out our range calculation? That part's easy. The range is always just the max minus the min. So in this case, our max is 86, it's in order, and our min is 39. Subtract those two and we get 47. That's our range. Now, how many intervals do we want? In this case, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to say 6. We want 6 intervals. How do we figure out the intervals? Well, very simple. We get the range and we divide by the number of intervals we want. We're going to go 47 divided by 6. We're going to get about 7.8. About 8. But honestly, let's make it a little ugly. Let's just keep it easy and we're going to go by every 10. We'll start at 30. We'll go to 39. Then let's go 40 to 49, 50, 59, 60 to 69. 70 to 79, and 80 to 89. And that would cover all the values there. So that's our interval range. Now the frequency, we just got to count them up. How many are within this range? So 30 to 39, there's 2 of them. In the 40s, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10. Only 10. Sorry, got a little ahead of myself. In the 50s, we'll just go fast. I did this earlier, 30. In the 60s, 37. In the 70s, 18. In the 80s, 3. You could double count and check me on that, but that should be it. Now we do want to make sure I counted right. It is 100 centers. If we add all these up, we want to make sure you get 100, and we do. Check. We add them all, make sure it equals the total amount, 100. Okay, so now let's make a histogram. We have 30 to 39, and that had 2. They filled it out. The next we're going to go 40 to 49. We're going to go 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, and 80 to 89. For 40 to 49, that was 10. We're going to go all the way up to 10. This and this. We're going to go all the way up to 10. Fill that out real quick. Okay, that's 10. This was 2. 50 to 59, that was 30. So we're going to go all the way up to 30. 60 to 69, that was 37. Yeah, that's what I had. And it's many estimates. I'll be perfect. 35 is there. 37 to be around there. Around there. 37. Okay, 70 to 79. We have 18. A little bit less than 20. 20 is right here. That's 18. This is an estimation. And 80 to 89, I believe that was 3. Yeah, 3. 3. And there's our histogram. And now that we have it, we can use it to answer a couple questions. What interval has the greatest number of senators? That's the most. What's the most often? That would be 60 to 69. Using histogram, how many senators are at least 50 heroes? At least means I want like at least 2 cookies. That's the lowest. So 50 plus. So that's going to be from here to here. We're going to add 30 plus 37 plus 18 plus 3. 30 plus 37 plus 18 plus 3. That should be 88 senators, like that. Using histogram only, how many senators are at most 59 years old? At most is opposite. If I want at most 3 cookies, 3 is my max. In this case, this is a min. 59 is my max. I don't want to go past 59. So it's going to be from here to here. So these guys. So 2 plus 10 plus 30. So that's going to be 42. Using histogram only, estimate the median number of values, the median of the data values in the histogram. So let's look up here. The median around the middle. Around the middle is probably going to be right here. We're going to kind of go the middle of the data. I would say 60, 69 again. Again, we could do the math a little bit more. If it's 100, it should be about around 50th. So around 50. Over here, we are at 12 plus 30 is 42. It's going to be in here. The 50th term will be around there. So 60 to 69. Is it possible to find the exact median? No, we talked about this. We don't have data for it. In your opinion, what are the advantages of using a histogram instead of frequency table? Answers vary, but for one, it's a lot prettier. Easier on the eyes to look at. Anyway, that's the lesson.